welcome to episode 12 of the Serenity Knitting Society podcast. I'm Alex, over there is Buddy, and who really doesn't get a lot of feature. He's about to jump into the washing basket. He doesn't get much air time. There's not a lot of places for him to actually sit. And he knocked over the washing basket. That's what the bang was. Good Lord. This is a knitting podcast outside of, where are we? Northern New South Wales. Here's the thing. Here's what you need to know. I've tried to film this 4 times. 3 of those have been yesterday. Short of an asteroid hitting the ground, I will not be stopping. And I will not be starting again. So if you're new, this is pretty standard. If you're not new, you know the drill. We're just hanging out. Full disclosure, I did just change into some knitwear. I wasn't actually wearing any before. It's a really, you know what? I almost had this thing where I felt like it was summer and it's actually definitely winter. I'm really back the front today. It's the middle of winter and I'm wearing a t-shirt. But I do live in Australia, if you haven't been able to pick by my accent. So, and I live about halfway up the continent. So it's fairly warm. Today, I think it's about 20 degrees, which is cool. I'm inside like a sunroom. And so the sun is like directly in front of me. It's why it's a little bit, the lighting's a bit weird. Even though I have the blind closed, you can still see a bit of glare from on my glasses. So yeah, the room I'm in is quite warm. Like I said, this is the knitting podcast out of North New South Wales in Australia, and what I am wearing. I'm like, how do you do this again? It's been 20 something days. I grab a cup of coffee. My husband just made me this. I'm really excited. I really love this mug. It's handmade and I love it. From Crystal Creek Pottery, just outside of Mooloolaba. They're actually at the market today and I wish I had gone because I want to buy, I've only got one of these, but I'd like to get a few more because I just love it. What am I wearing? I'm wearing one of my many Ranunculi. I was like, should I move the camera? Nope, don't touch that shit. I can just stand. I've knit it in Quince and Co Kestrel, which is a worsted weight, look how drapey it is, a worsted weight linen. I love this pattern. I just could keep knitting it forever and ever, and I will. I own 4 different Ranunculi. The pattern is actually called the Ranunculus by Midori, Hirose. I'm just making the assumption that you've either been here before or you know it, but you might not. And it's so versatile. As you can see, the armholes are really, really wide. I have I have enough leftover yarn to be able to close them, and I'm going to do that because I think I would wear this one a little bit more. I also think that I was concerned about how much yarn I would need. I bought 7 of the Kestrel little balls. I bought them from Skein Sisters in Sydney when I was there a while back, and I bought 7 of them. I think I only used 6, so I've got a whole ball, and I've always just thought I love the yarn so much that I will definitely be using it again. And so I thought, oh cool, I'll just keep it and maybe I'll do some color work or something, or some stripes, some lilac stripes in something, which would be super cute. And so what I ended up doing was I used a bigger needle size than recommended, I think. Anyway, I wish I had, because I was worried about yarn, I wish I actually had done the original suggested, or whatever it was that was originally I was going to do, because it is at a very loose gauge, which is fine. It just means I really do need to wear something underneath, whereas I think if I had sized down, I probably could have gotten away with it. It's fine. I have all these like cotton camisoles that I wear underneath things anyway, particularly when I wear them for work where I've got like a button down shirt, but because I'm quite busty, it's like, When I'm at work, I wear something underneath. When I'm not at work, I don't. I love this. I love this top. I just don't think I wear it as much because of the underarms, and I think I'm going to fix that. I just haven't had the mental faculties to do that. That is a term that is a term I phrased, mental faculties. I quite like it. It wasn't, I thought my friend said it and he actually didn't, and turns out I'd come up with it, sort of. Yes, I'm really, just so you know, I'm oscillating between being quite tired and probably needed a nap, but made giant coffee instead. So, it's a good thing we're friends, is all I have to say about that. I would like to make another Ranunculus t-shirt in cream. Now, I know what you're thinking, Alex, at some point, when is enough enough? And I don't know the answer to that, but what I know is I wear this t-shirt a lot. I think I would wear it more in cream, and more on that in a little bit. I have an idea and I need your help. So that's what I'm wearing. I really love this yarn. It wasn't inexpensive, but I like it a lot. I was really worried with linen that I wouldn't actually like the experience of knitting with it, because I've had that issue with some cottons in the past. And, well, basically anything that's not wool, I've had that issue with. And I really, really liked it. So I would really recommend, even though it was a little bit more expensive. I also liked the fact that it being worsted weight. I mean, let's be honest. Because I've looked at that, you know, there's a Cartier linen yarn, and it's like beautiful, but shit, that thing is thin, like really, really thin. Okay, let me tell you about what's going on. I'm just assessing because I put everything here yesterday. I also, and I just want to let you know this early on, I'll get to it at the end, but I have some stuff to show you for the cowl. For those who are new / maybe didn't know, I'm running like the most relaxed cowl on the planet. It's called How's the Serenity cowl. If you're from Australia, you might get the reference. If you're not, it doesn't really matter. And I have been very, gosh guys, there's like a lot of prizes for, like, you know, it's not a big podcast, let's be frank. I'm not being self-deprecating, but like the reality is this is not a Grocery Girls, this is not a, you know, Caddy Jacks. There's entries, like there's way more than I would have thought, but not that many, not like thousands. And I have quite a lot of prizes. So I have at least I've got at least 4 prizes, maybe 5, like decent ones, not like, you know, stickers or something. Like I'm talking prizes. Anyway, so it's going to be quite a significant amount of giveaway action happening in the next month. Now, technically, and like I said, it's loosey-goosey. The deal is with the cowl, if you're not familiar, I don't give a shit. That's not true. I give a shit very, very much about what you're making, but rules-wise, not that big of a deal. All you have to do is hashtag How's the Serenity cowl. You can do it on a whip. You can do it on a finished object. You can do it on, I don't know, anything really. You can do it on knitting, crochet. You could do it on embroidery for all I care. Just something that's going to bring you some serenity, some crafting. I just want to see your shit. I want to see it. I want to see how you're having fun with fiber, and yeah, you don't even have to finish anything, because honestly, I think it's just nice. The reason I started this podcast over a year ago was because, to be honest, I thought about it more and more, and I might not have said it quite as bluntly when I began, because I was probably trying to sound a bit more cool. I was pretty isolated. Like I was in a small country town. I didn't know any other knitters, and yeah, like I just think if you're by yourself knitting, welcome to the club, buddy. Like you're in the club. We're in now. And I think that when I get to talking about the prizes, I feel like there's a few of us hanging around, you know, like, and there's some people who are incredibly generous and incredibly kind And yeah, I don't feel like I'm just talking to no one because in the end, you know, I see a lot of people who comment each time or who like, you know, tag on the Facebook posts, or like there's people who've entered like everything, and I love that so much in the Cowl. So just join in, like just come have fun, you know, be part of the team, and you never know, you might win something cool. And I do think that I'm due like just a giveaway, just like a non-Cowl related, just a giveaway. So anyway, I'll hold to tell you about the prizes for a bit later on, but there's some good ones, and I'm going to post, because I don't have all of them here with me, I'm going to post a lot of them when we get a bit closer on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I would recommend it. Shameless. What am I over? I'm just the Serenity Knitting Society over on Instagram. So come hang out and, you know, tag me in your stuff. Okay, I feel a little overwhelmed with the amount of knitting. And I've just decided on another project, which I'm looking at going, yeah, that is cute, I should do that. Okay, now, other thing that's on the list. Okay, hang on, I'll show you some knitting and then I'll talk. Because really, that's what you're here for. Actually, to be fair though, if you're here, and if you're not new, you are probably here for the chats, because there's knitting, but I think a lot of it is chatting. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I think I just need to signpost myself so I can give myself some orientation. I've told you about what I'm wearing. I'm gonna do finished-ish object, mostly finished object. I'm gonna do whips. There's one. I'm gonna do project I need some help with. I'm gonna do some cool stuff that I got. And then this is really, really random. So if you want to just leave at this point, that's totally fine. Oh, then I'm going to talk about the giveaway prizes. Cool. Then after that, just if you're interested, I have a few like random like beauty makeup things to show you. And the reason I have that is because I've had a number of people like mention or ask like, what are you doing? And I just thought, fuck it, I'll tell you. Like, if you're interested, I'll tell you about them. So I've got a couple of things, and if you're curious, hang around. I must say, I tend to lean on the kind of like natural-ish side. Not totally, don't get me wrong. The lip gloss I'm wearing is not natural at all. It's just good. But if you're kind of curious, feel free to, I just thought I'd let you know that's going to be there. And I'm really just doing it because if you're a human, you have skin. And sometimes that can be problematic. So if you're in that category, speaking of which, I'm like itchy now that I've started talking about it. Got really dry skin. All right, cool. Knitting. Let me show you my sort of finished object. So speaking of cowls, would this be a podcast if I didn't talk about Jackie and Carmen? Probs not. And they had a Fleur along. And I really, 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 really recommend that you go and knit a Fleur. Like, for the love of God, just do it. It's one of the favourite things I've ever knit, and I have the one that I have knit in, I just talk about it all the time, so if you've been here, you know. The Quince and Co Grace and Halo in Cathedral. I have that one. And now I have one in the Biches. Oh, look, it's a bit see-through when you put it up close, so I'm just going to show it to you. So here's the, you kind of can't really see it because it's very loose fabric. Now, here's the thing, I'm going to put it on. Now, as you can see, finished-ish. Are there some loose ends? 100% there are, and I'll tell you why. It's not entirely laziness, it's a big part laziness. Okay, these colours don't exactly go together, but I'll tell you why I haven't quite woven in my ends. So this is, I had this yarn combination for a lento that I knit, and I've called it my Persephone lento. So this is my Persephone Fleur. Here, I'm just gonna show you. Now with this one, here's the thing. It's very cute. The colour I love. The colour I love. It doesn't have the same drape as the other one. I'm okay with that. I think that over time, because it's in Biche et Buches le Petit Lambswool in the colour dark burgundy grey. Dark burgundy grey, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. And it's a silk mohair in the colourway 36. Not really a colour, the number 36. And okay, so the deal was I had a whole bunch of leftovers from my Lento. I could have made a very cute beanie. I could have made some cute gloves. But I love this shawl. I love the shape. And I really felt like I've been wearing a lot more dark colours recently. I'm actually not really much of a dark colour human being. I hadn't worn a lot of black, but I've been, I don't know, leaning into some of that a bit more recently. Maybe it's because I've started working in a job where I actually have to see human beings, or I've got fluff in my eyeball. This could derail very, very quickly. Oh, fluff and eyeballs. I've been working in a job where I actually have to see, oh no, guys. This is not the thing that you want to have on the internet. I think I fixed it. Been starting to see human beings. Okay, so professional Alex apparently wears dark clothes, and I do. I love it. Like, look, I think colouring wise suits me great. So there's been a few times where I've been like, gee, I'd really love a shawl in like a dark burgundy colour. Et voila. However, the reason I haven't sewn in the ends yet, I wasn't sure if I would have quite enough yarn when you do the Fleur. It's going to be really hard to see because it's so dark. There's one, there's two, and then there is normally two more bobble rows. So there's like a final one, and then you just do a few more rows, and then there's another one right here. And I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I had probably had enough, but I wasn't sure, and I wasn't willing to find out. I wasn't willing to do it all and then go back and realize I didn't have enough. So I think the size is fine. But because it doesn't have like the heaviness and like almost, it's a bit of an odd thing to say, but the wetness, that one feels like silky and kind of like heavy and drapey. I don't know, I'm just not really sure how I feel about it. It's definitely long enough. It just doesn't feel like it is. So what I think I've just decided is what I really need to do is actually just start wearing it. So I actually need to, gosh, there's my hair like knitted into it. I need to actually just weave in the ends, start wearing it. I also think with some wear, because my Lento's the same, it was a little crispy when I first started. It's not super crispy, like you can see it's drapey. And I think it's because of the big gauge too. When I first started wearing it, it was a little crunchier, a little bit more, but over time it softened down a bit. I could also block it again. I have blocked it. I could have another go. I'll be honest, I don't want to bullshit you here because I won't. I feel medium about this. But I think I feel medium about it because I haven't worn it and it doesn't really, like, it doesn't feel finished. It doesn't feel like, I don't know, it doesn't feel finished. So I'm going to start wearing it. It's definitely big enough. The other thought I had was I could look at maybe putting some, like a tassel or something on the corners to give me some of that heaviness, or some of the length here that I feel like I'm missing. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. Or here's what I plan to do. I'm not making any promises. My plan is I will, after this, go weave in the ends. And then some point this week, I'll wear it. And I'll take a photo and I'll post it on Instagram. And you guys can tell me what you think. I'll see how it wears during the day, because I think that's also the other thing is I just need to start wearing it and then I'll get a sense of how it feels. Plan? I definitely So the plan, I have an outfit for this. I have a few, but I have one that I really want to wear, which is where I'm going to wear my dark jeans, no surprises there. My boots, also no surprises there. And then I have actually a black and white striped jumper. And I think this will look really nice with it. So maybe I'll wear that some point this week. I haven't had, we've been not client facing recently, so it's been a bit more chill, but I'm looking forward to having, I feel like this will be really nice. It's also been pretty warm here, so, oh, fluff in your eyeballs. Anyway, so this is my Persephone Fleur, and it is going to be for the Fleur along. Pretty happy with it. I just feel like medium about it, and I just think, I know this is the third time I'm putting it on. I'm doing it for my benefit, not yours. I just feel a bit, yeah, I don't know, I just feel a bit about it. Like it's, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, when I'm looking at it here, I'm like, it looks good, Alex, chill. Like, it's a perfectly fine length. And I could just, if I really felt like it wasn't working, I could always buy more. And then what I would probably do is, because I cannot be bothered to, what's that thing called? Rip out the bind off. I'd probably find some way to like crochet and edging of some description. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Plan. I'm gonna wear that this week. Oh, it's gonna look so good with this whip too. Wait until I show you the whip. This is gonna be really cute together. Okay. So, more coffee. I started a whip. It's very, very, when I say started, I mean like I'm 75% finished. So, it was really lovely the other day because I was mentioning on the Instagrams that I have no capacity to follow a pattern. And very, very kindly, someone reminded me that I do. Because I did for my Waiting for Rain shawl. Thank you. That made me feel so, I got a bit teary actually. I thought that was so sweet. People are concentrating. Thanks guys. I totally forgot. And I do love my Waiting for Rain. And I do want to knit something in that same family because she's got a whole bunch. I can't think of what the name is of the designer, but she has a whole bunch of very similar patterns where there's like short row lace embedded. Oh, look, I've got to show you now. I'm telling you about something, not showing you what it is. Where she's got like short row lace like embedded into the garter stitch. Oh, so pretty. I should wear this one more too. Anyway, but with that in mind about my inability to follow a pattern, I had a picture in my head of a sweater that I wanted, but I couldn't find it exactly how I wanted it. And so I'm making one up. Nobody panic. I'm not saying I'm designing it. Absolutely not. I have no time for that shit. I'm saying I'm making it up as I go. So the way that I've made it up is I've used the pattern for the Weekender sweater, which I do want to, this by Andrew Mowry, I do actually want to knit the pattern the way it's written because it's beautiful, but I would like to knit the pattern the way it's written. I'd like to knit it in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. And until the color that I would like in that becomes available, like the right thing at the right time. Ooh, in my head, that's going to be like an Artemis sweater because I've had this idea of doing it in, I think it's Artifact. That's like the really deep dark green. I'm not sure. I wanted to do it first in Snowbound, but I had a lot of very, very light grey jumpers and I do love them. But I had in my head as a second option, I've had like one of those, like I think it's Bird Book or Artifact that might be the really deep green, foresty green. Anyway, side note. So I do want to knit the official version. But I had a similar construction in mind. This is going to be hard to show because it's a little bit bunched up. I had a similar construction in mind, but I wanted it like, not the same. Okay, now my hair's going weird because I keep playing with it. Leave it, leave it. It's just crazy today. So look, I'm going to show you what I've got and then we'll see if you can picture it. It might be a little bit hard on the needles, but okay. This is what I mean by it's like 75% done. So I have so much to tell you about this. This is what I'm going to refer to as the weekender-ish sweater. I've created it using the same general premise, but I've changed nearly everything. It's not a weekender. There's no way we can call it a weekender. In fact, I feel a little bit bad even referencing the pattern, but I have construction-wise done it very, very similarly. Pretty much everything else is different from a design point of view. So, where to start? It's a bottom-up construction. I've used the cast-on numbers from the Weekender pattern. I've done a 2x2 rib, split hem, longer at the front than at the back. I've then done some stripes. Now, okay, I ummed and ahed for ages about whether or not to do a 5th stripe. I'm not sure if I like it. It's very hard to tell. It's going to be, I don't like a bottom-up construction, but there's no better way to do what I wanted. I'm worried that this top stripe might actually sit at a very not awesome place on my body. And it might sit like right across my bust, which is really where I didn't want it. But I don't know, guys. It's very, very hard to tell when you're doing a bottom-up sweater where things are going to fall. What I've surrendered to is if I don't like the stripe placement, I could look into doing some pretty intense sweater surgery because the yarn is a very... I might be able to sweater surgery it. But I felt like, here's what I felt like. 4 stripes just didn't quite feel, like it didn't quite feel enough. It felt, I probably made them too far apart because I was just guesstimating the whole time, to be honest. And I feel like this body is long, but it's really hard. I've been measuring it against a drop shoulder sweater that I like the style of. So, and I've been blocking it as I go to try and, you know, like make sure that it's going to sit. I'll be honest, this is a experiment in, or maybe not experiment even, it's a, some screaming children's. I don't know if you can hear those, they're screaming. This is an experiment and it's a bit of just like a creative recipe endeavor. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Anyway, I've finished the front panel. And I don't know how I feel about this neckline bind off. It just doesn't look like it's quite right. And I think that part of that reason is in the pattern that I'm not following, it's a 1x1 rib. And so I tried to adjust this section to make it 1x1 rib. But then I think that in doing that, I might have not been doing the best. Anyway, I'm just not sure how it will look in the end. I don't think it's bad. I'm currently working on finishing the back panel. I'm trying to think about what I haven't told you. I'm knitting this in Isager's Jensen, which is a 8-ply yarn. I'm knitting it in the colourway 0S, so the natural one. And then I can't remember what the colourway number is and I can't find the ball band, but it's a very dark kind of navy. Almost black, but not quite. I'm hoping to sweet cheesels that this is going to work out. I'll be honest with you, it's not been not a lot of knitting. It's quite a lot. I'm also hoping this neckline is going to be wide enough. It's pretty wide, should be fine. So it's a drop shoulder construction. I'm hoping it's going to be cute. I really don't know. My biggest hope is that where it sits, that the stripe will sit. See, it probably will sit right where I don't want it to sit now. Anyway, I'm just going to try it on when I get the front and the back sorted. I'll try it on and we'll just see. So yeah, it's a weekender-ish sweater. Now my sincere hope, although it may or may not be possible, is to have this finished before I leave for Europe in a month. Now, I know what you're thinking, Alex. What the fuck? It's 35 degrees in Europe. I know, but does this not look like a sweater that's meant to be worn in Paris? Because I think it does. And it could be, look, I'm not sure if I'll get it done in time. I'm not sure if I will have the luggage to pack a woolen sweater when it's 35 degrees outside. I'm still tossing up whether I'm going to take an actual luggage on the way there, or if I'm just taking hand luggage on the way there. I think the other thing too with the stripes was 4 stripes felt like, I don't know how to describe it, formal. It felt like too uniform, 2 and 2. And so it felt like, I don't know, it just didn't quite feel as relaxed. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just how it felt to me. So I ended up putting in the 5th stripe. We'll see how it goes. And if I don't like it, c'est la vie. So, I can't speak French, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering, even though I've said I'm going to Paris, can't speak French. I'm trying to learn how to speak Italian, but there's a lot of verbs. Yeah, so we'll see if I can get this done. Pray for me. I think I can, maybe. I think the thing is with the drop shoulder construction, the sleeves will be quite short. And I'm not sure if I'm going to even do a full sleeve. I might do like not quite a 3/4, but like a 7/8, where it's kind of, because I always do a 3/4 too short. I kind of want it to sit like here. But then I'm also a bit like, if I'm sitting here, I might as well go the full length. So yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty happy with it so far. The fabric is beautiful. I'm really, really happy. I'm knitting it on a 4.5 mil needle. And I'm very, very happy with it. So yeah. And then to tell you like just a little bit, I would love to hear your recommendations. I would be so grateful to hear your recommendations for yarn stores, yarn related activities, whatever. I'm going to be in Paris for at least 4 days. I'm flying in and out of Paris, so I might end up being in there a little bit at the end, I'm not sure. And the beautiful Lily from Curatorial Knits has already made some wonderful suggestions. Thank you, my friend. I'm so excited. And then I'm going to be spending the majority of my trip in between kind of like Milan, Bologna, and I have already heard, and I'll be attending the Bologna yarn crawl because, you know, just casually popping over the other side of the world. Because it will be my birthday on one of the days of the yarn crawl, and I just thought, you know what, I could think of nothing that I would want to do more than be in a yarn tour or a yarn crawl in Italy on my birthday. So I can't tell you how excited I am. It's like a life dream of mine to do this, so I'm so excited. And yeah, any suggestions, any recommendations for yarny related things, I am so excited to do all up to. It's so funny because the program for the Bologna yarn crawl is all in Italian. The entire thing's in Italian. And I'm like, I've got every 6th word, I was gonna say 3rd word, 6th to 7th word. But I've worked out enough to be able to work out what I may or may not go to. And I figure even if I understand nothing, I get yarn, you know, like I speak the language of knitters. And we will work it out and knit together, and it'll be great. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you reckon. I'm excited. And look how great, like so in that entire sweater, so far I've used 2 skeins of the Isager Jensen yarn. Look at these beefy boys. It's a bit messed up from being in the bag, but I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with this yarn. I would definitely knit with this again. It's really enjoyable. It's like, it's rusticy. It has that dry feel to it, but it's not so dry that it's like, it's not as dry as Ramafino. It has more, but it still has like a, yeah, I don't know, I like it. And it does have got a beautiful drape. I would totally use it again. And actually, I think holding this with a mohair would be redonkulous. Yeah. So that's that. Okay. Next. Do you know the best part is I should never, ever, 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 ever tell you what order I'm going to do things in because I have already forgotten what I've said. So don't take my word for anything. This is a big coffee. I normally drink like a little... I used to drink big coffees and then I went off them and I started pretending I was Italian drinking espresso. And then now I'm back to... then I have this giant coffee. Ooh. That's a noisy car. Okay. Ooh, and my husband's sneezing. And my arm is caught on my chair. There's a bit of chaos. Okay. Reset. So, last weekend, that was a weird way of saying that. I went to a collector's fair, which I love antiques. I love old stuff. I just love old shit. I love dusty old shit. And I went, and I got some really cool stuff actually. I'll show you the knitting first, but I will show you a couple of things I got because they're kind of like crafty related, and I think that you would care about it. But I also popped in to my local-ish yarn store. It's local. It's local. It's my only one I got. Knit Happens. And I had a lovely time with the gorgeous Karen who puts up with my complete, what I find frustratingly, like I just cannot decide what I want. Honestly, it's like, and everything I think I want, I'm like, no, there's not enough of that. Or, you know, I do it every time in every store. I did it in Skein Sisters too, and it was driving people up the wall, I'm sure of it. So Lord help me when I'm in another country and I can't be like, oh, well, I'll just come back next week. Like at least with Karen, I can just be like, hey, I'm going to be back. Like, I can't do that in Paris. I can't do that in Milan. Anyway, cross that bridge when we get there. And while I was there, I purchased, which I probably shouldn't have because I'm trying to save my money to buy yarn overseas, but I couldn't help myself. I purchased some, I don't know if they're pronouncing this Fibra Natura. I think it's Fibra Natura. Fibra Natura. Fibra Natura. Cotton wood yarn. Organic cotton. And remember I said before I don't like knitting with cotton? That's partially true, but I don't seem to mind with this. And I can't tell you why. I don't know what it is. I think it's something I think it's silky. I don't know what it is. I don't have that weird chalky feeling. I really, really hate chalky feelings. It really creeps me out. And it's funny, I never get it with wool, no matter how dry it is, but I will get it with cotton. So I bought quite a few of these. I think I bought 5 or 6. And here's where I would like your input. I could, hypothetically, because I think this might end up being the project that I take with me on the plane. I'm not sure yet. I could do one of 3 things, and I'd really love your opinion. So please feel free to comment below because I'm torn. I crocheted this square. I could crochet some of these, more of these squares. This is a square that I found on, or I'll write it below. I'll put the link because it was free. I think it might have been on Pinterest. It's just written instructions. It's not particularly, oh no, this one was on Ravelry. Anyway, wherever it was, I'll put it down below, I promise. I would say if you're a crochet beginner, prob's not for you. I started with crochet to move to knitting, haven't crocheted for quite a while. This was semi-challenging. I could do it again. Probably. I could crochet a whole bunch of these and I could turn it into a top of some description. Now, it would be very, very pretty. But if I do that, there's no way I'm taking this with me because I have to really concentrate. It does look so pretty though as I'm showing it to you. I'm like, damn it, that is nice. I could do that, right? Now, multiple things that are worth knowing. Yes, looks very, very pretty. B, no pattern. Like I would be making it up. No pattern. Make it up as I go along. Possibly some fit issues. I have a very large bust. That's no other way to say it. I have a large bust, so realistically, like I'm putting these together. The other thing is I could also look at making like an actual shaped top, and then just like doing a whole bunch of these around the bottom. The thing is, I just think it's going to be a little bit more perilous. That's all. Not the end of the world, but a bit more like I have to think about it, and it's not going to be like a just do it kind of scenario. Okay, option A. Option B, I could use the yarn for like some kind of tank, which would be so pretty and probably a lot easier to knit on a plane. Let's be frank. Like this is not coming with me on a plane, no way. But if I was going to do some kind of tank or some kind of summer top, I would really love one that has like a super simple lace pattern, or maybe that's just stockinette, something super easy. So if you've got a recommendation, please, please, please put it down below. It's an 8-ply cotton. I think something could be super, super, super pretty, and I could just wear it with my jeans overseas, with my shorts overseas, and it'd be super, super cute. I have 25 hours in economy flight. I'm going to need some solace. It can't be too hard because then I won't be able to do it, but I need something. Okay, option 2. Option 3. Tolster tee. So here's what I'm thinking. I could have a plain raglan Tolster tee for the top, and then right at the bottom hemline, I could look up some form of lace and do like a lace hem. It would look so pretty. It would be simple for the top part. Thoughts? Can she follow a pattern? No. I could also just do the Tolster tee with the eyelets, but I am thinking that in the same way that with my Ranunculus, I don't feel like I wear it as much because it's a little bit see-through. I worry the eyelets might do the same thing. I'd be more inclined to do that with a linen than I would with a white cotton. So this would be so pretty, right? But it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to really, 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 really think. It's very pretty. I must admit, I am leaning towards a Tolster tee with a lace panel at the bottom, unless there is a really good recommendation, or unless everyone is just like, just do the fucking crochet. It would be very pretty. Okay, rest assured, I will do this at some point. Like, I don't think I'm gonna rip this out. It's very, very pretty. I could totally do it. It would be very, very cute. It might just not be the project for right now. That's the reality. Okay. Anyway, thanks Karen for emotionally supporting me through that yarn choice, because it was like every time I moved towards something, I went and took photos of a whole bunch of things to try and get the contrast, because I was going to try and start the alpine bloom hat, and then I couldn't get the right contrast and I was pissing me off. Anyway, I'm happy with this and I think it's going to be really nice. And then I think hopefully, like, I could knit this up pretty quickly. Now, it's worth saying my Geol sweater is still resting. She's not ready yet. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. She's not ready yet. I really want to, she's coming, she's going to be fine. I've got Jackie waiting in the wings to help me with the math when it's time. It's just not right now. The concern, I must admit, the concern I have is my brain keeps going, oh, when it's winter, I'll work on it. It is winter. You just can't tell right now because it's been so warm. Not, you know, like Europe warm, but it's been like on Monday it was 28 degrees. That's actually very, very hot for winter here. I know everyone thinks Australia is like always hot, but we're not. Like, we're hot in comparison to Canada or like Finland, but normally it sits like around, you know, 16 as a top in the winter, you know, 16, 19, can goes down, look, like in my area, don't get me wrong, with where my parents live, it can be like 2 degrees during the middle of the day, so it's like cold. Anyway, but it hasn't been recently here, so it's really hard to work it out. Okay, and so like I said, I went to the collector's fair and I got some cute stuff. I really love, like I said, I love old stuff. I really do. And I love coffee. And I bought some really, really cute embroidered doilies. I know. How old are you, Alex? I am 29. Oh, it's a bit creased. Anyway, look how pretty this is. Isn't that just beautiful? And like someone, like one of us, and I say one of us as a crafty human, right? One of us has embroidered this. And I really love that. Isn't it pretty? So this actually just sits, it's normally, I've just crushed it by putting it here to show you, but this has been sitting on, I have a, like a, I don't know what to call it. Kind of like a, sort of like a bookshelf, but it's like a hutch. And this has been sitting on there. Oops, that's the wrong side. And I just love the colors and the little lacy edge. So I'll be honest, I didn't know why I got this one. I just liked the colors. But this other one I bought, I saw it and I was like, oh, hold up a second. All right. Oh no, I dropped it. Oh no, I hit the thing. Okay, so I bought this one, again, crushed. This is the one I really saw and I really wanted. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Because I had this idea of like, what if I got a pair of jeans? I'm gonna see if I can like model it so that you can kind of see what I thought it would look like. What if I got a pair of jeans and stuck it, oops, on the back, so like embroidered them onto the back pocket, like appliqued. Would that not look so cute? To just have like a little back pocket. I think it would be really cute. And then, yeah, I think it would be really cute. So I'll be honest, it's one of those things where I can't work out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. I can always take them off if I don't like it. Because I've got a couple of pairs of like mum jeans where they're kind of like a bit baggy. And I have one pair that I would like to keep like plain because I tend to wear very plain, boring things. I must admit, it's one of the challenges I have with knitting. There's a part of my brain that wants all the colourful, pastel, fluffy stuff. What is going on? Sorry, I'm a little self-conscious of my hair today. I'm a human. I love the colours, I love the brights, I love all the, you know, fun things. But really, I'm quite a neutral human, you know, like I wear a jeans and a plain t-shirt, or I wear jeans and a striped t-shirt, or I wear jeans and a linen shirt. Like I'm quite I would say classic. I shouldn't say, I don't know what I said before, but I would say, generally speaking, my style is fairly classic. So there's a part of me going, if I put these on the back of these, am I just going to never wear them? But I also thought they're on the back. So it's a little pop of something. I probably wouldn't put the whole thing. Maybe I'd like do it in a little, like that. I just think that would be really, really, really cute. Tell me what you reckon. I think I should do it. I think they're cute. And again, I just love, someone's embroidered this. You know, like, I've got to get my face out of the way. Someone has taken the time. And, you know, it was really funny because I was in this place and I just really wanted this one. You know, the other one, I liked it, but I just wanted this one. And the lady and I were talking and I said, oh, hey, look, I've only got a few coins. She said, the package said you could have, you know, $5. I think it was like $5 for 3 or something like that. And I was like, look, I've got $3. I said, I'm happy to give you $3 just for one, like all good. And then I think I found another $1 and I was like, $4, I'm happy just to take the one. And she was like, no, you got to take a few more. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like I'll just, all good. I don't want to, you know, I didn't have the full amount. And then she's like, okay, find another one. And then I found this one, but it had $5 on it. And I was like, well, hang on, that's not fair. That doesn't make sense. If this one's $5 plus this one, that should be more than 5. Anyway, it was funny. She was like reverse bartering with me. I was trying to raise the price and she was trying to bring the price down. And at some point I was like, hey, I don't think you know how this works. You're meant to be trying to make me spend more money and give me less, you know? Anyway, look, I'm very happy with my purchases and I just love stuff like this. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. So I'm really excited. It's still got the little thing itself has a tag. This part is obviously being done by machine. Anyway, I'm thrilled with my little purchases and yeah, I don't know, I just love stuff like that. It's feminine, it's cute. I went off it for a while. When I was younger, I really was into it, and then I kind of went a bit off it because I thought it wasn't cool, and then I decided I don't care. I just like it. It's pretty. It's just pretty. Okay, that's it. That's it for the yarny stuff. Now, let me show you some prizes for the cowl. Okay. Where to start? I kind of wish. Where to start? Probably need some more lip gloss. And I wish I had more coffee because I downed it. This is my not at all natural lip gloss, but I really, really, really love it. It's the Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the colour Fussy. I love it. If you told me I had to pick one lip product to use for the rest of my life, it'd be this one. If I could pick two, I would pick this one, and I would pick, well, I'd pick a lip balm of some description, but it would probably be this one. This is the Frank Body one. I like them. I have big lips, so it's really important. They like take up half my face, so it's important that they're comfortable. All right, let me show you some prizes for the cowl. So we have quite a few prizes. These are in no particular order. There's not going to be like, there'll be like a, well, actually I'm going to do like maybe a grand prize, and I'll show you what that is. But there's a lot of prizes. So probably like the grand prizey prize. You may or may not remember, quite a while ago, I had a giveaway for my 1,000th subscriber that was very, very, very generously donated by Bed of Roses. And wonderfully, I was gifted quite a lot of project bags. And I decided to at least, don't get me wrong, I use them all the time, like all the time. Pretty much all my projects are in them at the moment. And there was one that I just felt like Karen very generously gave in a completely other prize to someone else. So she sent me a whole bunch of things, which was so beautiful, and I just have loved every second of it. But she also gifted a prize for the winner. Out of what she sent to me, it really, like, there was just so much generosity. I just wanted to make sure that at least, like, it just felt like I needed to keep something for you guys. Do you know what I mean? So I've been hanging on to this bag since then. There is a little bit of buddy fluff on it, just because anything in my house has a little bit of buddy fluff on it, but you know, you're welcome. And so I've kept this bag. I haven't even opened it or unzipped it. It's still like freshly folded. Like I said, a little bit of buddy fluff, soz. It's an occupational hazard. Still has the tag on. This is a brand new Bed of Roses bag. It's beautiful, guys. I just said Karen, I mean Catherine. I know that. Isn't it beautiful? So this is the first half of the grand prize, and the second half is this self-striping with a little mini sock skein from Half Baked Hand Dyed. Now, Half Baked Hand Dyed is a Australian yarn company, and I must admit, when I had bought this, I had bought it for myself. I'm not going to bullshit you. But as I was looking through, I thought, you know what? This is a great prize. And I have been lucky enough to win some really incredible prizes and be gifted some really incredible things. And it was kind of important to me that actually that something that was being given away, not that I haven't had so many generous donations, was something I had bought, because I am grateful. I'm so grateful for this community. I'm grateful for you wonderful human beings. And while I had intended to knit this up myself, it feels a lot more personal to be like, hey, I bought this because I like it and actually I want you to have it. So these two are going to go together. This is going to be like the grand prize, even though I have multiple prizes that are all pretty fucking great, to be frank with you. So this is prize. I shouldn't really call it the grand prize because, to be honest, most of the prizes are pretty damn good. So this is kind of like, this is like the prize that came from my house. Let's rename it. This is the prize that came from my house, because there are other prizes which are also pretty fucking awesome. Like, none of them are not great. So that's prize, let's call it, I don't even want to number them. Let's call it prize A. That's prize A. Prize B will be from, so the gorgeous Karen, that's why I get the two, that's why I said Catherine and Karen, because I'm getting the two confused. The gorgeous Karen of Knit Happens in Moolumba has also offered a prize. Now, at some point, I'm going to go pick something up and we're going to have it, but there will be a prize from Knit Happens. And if you're interested in what it is, you can check out my Instagram and follow me there. And then when I know what it is, I'll post about it so that you guys know. But I had a chat with her about it and she's very, very generously offered to donate something as part of the prizes. So pretty excited. We haven't settled on exactly what it is. I'm going to leave it up to her discretion. I'm pretty confident it's going to be great. If you did want to see, oh, I should have saved it somewhere. I don't know how to do that. Not the best YouTube Instagrammer. I did, you could always check out the website if you're curious about what kind of stuff that Karen has in her store, or if you're in the local area, you can just go check it out. Tell her I say hi. So that's prize number B. Now, prize number C, I can't promise I'm not going to get a little teary as I tell you about it, okay? So I very, 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 very generously have been gifted some things to give to you. And the way that this came about was, over on Instagram, a lovely human called Nikki sent me a message and said, hey, I hear you're having a cowl. I've made some project bags very specifically with the Serenity cowl in mind, and I'd love to send them to you to give away. And I was just like, okay, sure. Like, that sounds great. So generous. And I must admit, I had kind of like put it in the back of my head, and, you know, I'll be honest, my brain for a little bit forgot about it because it was such a generous offer. And then just recently, Nikki very kindly said, hey, I just want to remind you, you might have forgotten who it was. And I totally had. Sorry, Nikki. That's how my brain works. You probably know this by now. She said, hey, I'd really love for you to give them away. And, you know, if you're still interested. And I was like, oh my God, absolutely. So generous. And this week, the parcel arrived. And I just want to show you because I had a conversation because my husband was like, so who's this from? And I'm like, Nikki. And he's like, and how do you know Nikki? And I'm like, the internet. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Like, I do this and then they watch it and now we're friends now. And he's like, okay, great. And I'm like, the internet. And I must admit, it sounds a little bit insane, but here's the thing. I actually know quite a few people through the internet now. And some of them live on the other side of the world. And at the same time, like, I've had phone conversations, I've had Zooms with some people, I've had, you know, like, at some point I do need to do like a Zoom knit night. That'd be so fun. And I just feel like I can't tell you how grateful I am and how much work Nikki has put into these. It's really clear the amount of care. And then when they came, look at the washi tape. Guys, isn't it beautiful? And so I would like to read you a little part, not the whole thing, but I'd like to just tell you a little bit about this beautiful card. So what I really want you to know about these is how much care and thought has gone into their creation. And not only are they beautifully made, there's been a lot of consideration. So Nikki's made all of the bags with the cowl in mind, and she always finds flowers very serene, so it needed to be floral. Totally agree with that. Love myself a floral. And then, and this is so sweet, she wanted to give, like, you know how I say all the time, like, I'm going to wear it with jeans and boots, because apparently that's the only things that I ever wear. So she wanted to give like a bit of a hint to that idea of jeans and boots. So the bags incorporate a little bit of denim, and then she settled on a really sweet little charm, which is a progress keeper, that have been their little boots. So I'm going to show them to you, okay? Don't worry, hold on. I love it, from a fellow jeans and boots gal. Yes! So let me show you these gorgeous bags. Look! Guys, this is a beautiful material. So there's some denim down the bottom. It's a really beautiful, very, very sturdy canvas. There's some pockets on the inside to keep all of your bits. They're drawstring, but I'm not going to pull it. I'll show you on my one. I'm not going to pull it because I don't want to, I want you to have the experience of it yourself. But there are some charms. Look, I'm hoping you can see that. Really, really hoping you can see that. The little boots. Oh, Nikki. Isn't that gorgeous? So this will be a little, and I love the little tag. Isn't that gorgeous? Guys, they're really beautifully made. Like really, really, really beautifully made. Professionally made. So they're drawstring. I like the wrist for when you're walking. So that's one of the prizes, because I just can't wait to give, I'm going to waste so much stuff. And then this is another one, and I must admit the pink, I'm a little bit, I like the pink. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And again, pockets on the inside, the gorgeous charms. Guys, they're lovely. And this is just all out of the blue. Like, I just would like to make that super clear. This is just Nikki saying, hey, I'd be really interested in doing this. And I am so grateful. And then Nikki made one for me. And here's what I cannot even believe. She made it for my giant knitted in loaves. So look how big it is. I can fit so much knitted in here. And this is the thing, because Buddy eats all my yarn. He does. I can't keep anything out where he can find it. He will get in. And so the knitted in has just been shoved in a back cupboard, and this is going to make it so much easier and more accessible. I just can't, I'll be honest, I can't quite get over the generosity, the consideration and the thought. And I'm really, really grateful. And I'm so grateful to be able to pass that on to whoever the winners are. Like, at this point, we've got at least 4 prizes. In my head, there might actually be a 5th. I haven't quite confirmed it, but we've got at least 4 prizes. Right now, we've got just over 100 entries. So really, we're looking at somewhere between a 1 in 25. I don't actually know how maths works, so if this is wrong, just ignore it, okay? Hypothetically, gosh, it's gotten dark, hasn't it? We've got like a 1 in 25 chance, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a 1 in 20 or a 1 in 30 chance of winning a prize. Like, most cowls, even with thousands of entries, have like 1 prize. So I just want to put it out there that because other people have been so generous, like I can't take credit for that, because other people have been generous and other people love knitting and love giving stuff away. You got a pretty decent chance of winning some shit. So I would really recommend it. Like, having a cowl doesn't do anything for me. I'm not making money. I don't, like, I did get an excellent bag. That was delightful. But like, this is for us as a team. This is for all the people who are sitting at home, who don't know anyone who knits, who want to come be part. Like, shove a hashtag up there. You could win something cool. Let's do it. Nikki, thank you very, 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 very much. Okay, now has come to the section of the podcast which is the Alex's random things section. So if you're finished and you're done with the knitting, I'll catch you on the flip side. If you want to hear about some random shit, stick around. So I forgot to mention this. I just wanted to tell you about one of my favorite brands of incense. No one has sponsored this, I just really like it. Now, this is Holy Smoke Incense. It's a sustainable, recycled, handmade packaging, no harmful substances. I'll turn it upside down. Purifying and healthy, and they're handcrafted. Now here's what I really like about this. They're an Australian brand. The packaging is so fucking cute. And, okay, so I love candles, but here's what happens. Sometimes I forget to blow them out. So this is a little safer for me. I still use candles, but I still use candles, but I need them on where I am, because otherwise I will forget that I have lit one. And I have been known occasionally to come home, and if I put it in a bit of an obscure place, typically someone's trying to reverse right now. Hopefully you may or may not be able to hear it. Whereas I can light one of these and it's probably, you know, like it will burn out. Like in the time I've been talking, one's burnt out. So in an hour. So realistically, it's a lot less likely that I could hurt somebody or myself. So I like this one. My favorite blends from this brand are Grace and Gratitude. But I enjoy Surrender, and I enjoy, I love all of them really, but I like Surrender, and I've just bought another one called Prayer, and I like that one too. I've pretty much tried all of them. I think the only one I haven't tried is called Flow. I tend to like the ones that are kind of sandalwoody, kind of the more woodeny, spicy, yeah, that kind of deal. Anyway, I really like it. I'd highly recommend. And you know what, like, it's not super expensive, you know, like it's, I used to buy incense that was not like handmade, or, you know, like I just bought it from the $2 store or whatever. But then I did find out that apparently a lot of them have, like, they're chemically fragranced. And I don't know, I just didn't love that idea. So I've ended up buying this one. I think it's really worth it. And I really love it. So I recommend it. Now, the other thing that I would like to tell you about, just because I think it's really amazing. None of this is sponsored, I just like it. That's the truth. I already showed you the lip gloss. Okay, so two things. One thing is, there's a brand that I found recently that I really think is worth the hype. I saw it on, I must admit, I got an ad for it on Pinterest, and it looked too good to be true. It's called Eco Sonia. You might have seen this on your feed too. You look, I'm a beauty influencer now. Look at me holding up my hand. This is a product called the Glory Oil. And I'll tell you why I'm telling you about it. I have very dry skin. I thought I had oily skin because I get quite significant breakouts. I get like quite significant cysts. And I think for me, I'm looking into it, I think there's some hormonal stuff. But I was really, really struggling with it. And I still get a little bit like, oh, you can't see because it's dark. I still have a few, right? And I never had breakouts as a teenager. And then all of a sudden in adulthood, I had some kind of big hormonal changes, and it presented. And I'll be honest, I don't love it. I don't want to sit here and bullshit you. It's uncomfortable and I feel self-conscious about it. And, you know, I'm a human. What I really like about this is I have noticed a significant improvement in the quality and the comfort of my skin in the time that I've used this. I've used, this is my first bottle I've used. Now, it's not super cheap. It's not super expensive. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I just like this as a product. I'll be honest. I'm not going to try and like sell it to you. I just recommend, if you've looked at it or if you're looking at it and you're thinking it could be useful, I like them. About a week after using this, I had called my mum and been like, go and buy it now because my acne had completely cleared up. I'm having a bit of a hormonal breakout now, but like it was just consistently going, it cleared up. And so I just really love this. And I bought another one and I'm obsessed. And it's also made me try some of their other products. So I also have been trying this one, Serum of Clear. Now I'm not gonna, I wouldn't actually recommend this one in quite the same way. And the reason is it stings like a bitch. And I don't know if that's good or not. I know it works. And what I've been using it as is I've been using it as like a spot treatment, so that when I've had a breakout or when I've had like a when I've got a pimple, let's just put that bluntly, I just take a tiny little bit and put it on. Stings like a bitch. I have very sensitive skin. However, it has like very, very quickly cleared it up. So I'm not going to recommend it in the same way, because I don't want you to hear this and think Alex said this was a good idea and then been like, oh my God, this was expensive and it hurt. Does it seem very effective? Yes, to me. And I'm willing to put up with a little bit of stinging because it really helps to calm them down quickly. So this is not an endorsement. This is an information. Do what you will. This was a bit more expensive. I don't know if I wouldn't recommend this. Like if you were going to try anything, I'd try the Glory oil. I've used it morning and night and I fucking love it. This could be like maybe take a tester, you know. It's very expensive. It says to put it on your whole face. I wouldn't for me, but I have very, very sensitive skin. And then I'm going to try this tonight. I haven't tried it. I'm just going to show it to you. I'm going to try this power mask. It's called the Purple Power Mask. I'm going to try it out. I just have felt like the products have been really great so far. And so I'd like to, and they're really natural. Like, this one is, they're an Australian brand. This one's 78% organic. This one's 94% organic. And this one is 99% organic, the Glory Oil. They're cruelty-free, it's Aussie, it's vegan. I don't know if all of them are vegan, but, oh, this one's, oh yeah, this one is too. Yeah. So I just like the fact that there's probably not a lot in here that's going to be particularly harmful, and they seem to really, really work. So something to consider. And then the other thing is, and I would actually recommend a lot from this brand because a lot of my makeup comes from here. There's a makeup brand in Byron Bay, or out of Byron Bay is their store, that is called Eye of Horus, or Horus I should say. Sounded very Australian just then, didn't I? And again, 98.9% natural origin ingredients. It's got recyclable packaging. It's cruelty-free and vegan. This is their second skin foundation, which is a new product. And I must admit, I've only been using this for the last few days, but I've used their other serum foundation and their stick foundation for ages. I've used I have and use the eyebrow pencil. I've used heaps of the lipsticks. They're not my favorite lipsticks, I'll be honest. That's probably my least favorite product. I've used the mascara, which I think is awesome. I've used the eyeliners, which I reckon are awesome, and they're natural. And I'm really liking this foundation. It's new. I like it. And I'm wearing it now. And I like it. And I just think that, for me, if I can find a good product that doesn't have a whole bunch of random chemicals in it, awesome. I'm not super religious about it, as you can see from my Fenty. I really love this. I really love it, and you know, it's fine. And it's the thing that I probably should because I'm eating it. But anyway, I have a preference. If I can find natural stuff, it seems to work better for my skin. And I just thought I'd let you know that there are some really great Australian products that I really like, that I thought, you know what, other people might be interested in knowing about it. So I assume if you weren't interested in knowing about it, you're probably already gone. And if you are, then cool. It won't be a regular occurrence on the thing. I just thought, you know what, like, sometimes it's hard. And I've bought a whole bunch of products that I have never used in the past, and I keep it very, very simple. And yeah, like, some of that stuff's expensive, so it's kind of important to know, like, is it half decent before I try it out? And if I've tried some things that may or may not be helpful, I thought I'd just pop it in there and mention it. Now the lighting's gone really weird, so sorry about that. I don't know why I'm apologizing for the positioning of the sun. Isn't it funny how we do that sometimes? I'm not sorry, I'm just acknowledging it's happened. I think that's it. I think I'm done. It's been an hour and a half and I can hear my husband wandering around, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go make another cup of tea, and I hope you have a lovely day, friends. I hope there's something in here like that you enjoyed, and thanks for hanging out. Bye.